XSOL InOrder has process groups which contain processes, each having its own process flow made up of stages, and the stages containing their own flow, the stage flow, made up of tasks. Any of these elements within the process model can have extra information associated with them. This information is input in the form of user properties, or notes. By default, each model has no notes within it. It is up to the user to define the different types of notes that they wish to capture. Notes can be defined from the Model Settings area. If we move to the Welcomes tab and select Model Settings, it will bring us into the Model Settings tab. From here, we can see in the Design ribbon the different types of user properties which can be added to the model. Notational notes enable a user to create a note value with up to 120 characters in a single line. We will create ourselves a notational note called Process Owner. So for each process, we can determine which user is responsible for it. Memo Notes are like Notepad. They enable the capture of multi-line text, but have very limited formatting. We will create a memo note called Designer Notes, so that the person undertaking the mapping can quickly capture note information associated with work they need to do in the future, Microsoft Word Notes provide the full formatting capability of Microsoft Word. We will create a Word note and call it Procedure, so that for any task in the model, you can define the detailed procedure that a user needs to go through to undertake the activities within that task. Binary notes, on the other hand, are very simple. They enable the definition of two values, typically positive or negative. We will create a binary note and call it Audit. In this way, we can specify whether any process is part of the annual audit or not. Hyperlink Notes enable the definition of a URL so that you can open other documents or applications. We will discuss these in another video. Select One Notes enable the definition of a list so that you can choose one of many values. We will create a Select One note called Activity Type. Timespan Notes enable the capture of a defined time period. We will create a timespan note called Time Taken. Date, time, and date and time notes enable the capture of a specific date, time, or date and time. We will create a single date note and call that Next Review Date. Numeric type notes enable the capture of a number value which is not to be used for mathematical purposes. We will create a numeric note called Version Number. If you want to undertake mathematics with the note value, then you should use an arithmetic note, and we will create an arithmetic note called Estimated Cost. Percentage notes enable the capture of a percentage value, and lastly, scientific notes enable you to capture a number where you are unsure of the number of decimals required. As you can see, several of these notes are in error. Activity types require the values for that Select One note to be defined, and we can easily add values for the Select One by pressing the Add Value button. In this case, we will add three different types of activity: value add, non-value add, or essential non-value add. These will allow us to determine whether tasks within our model add value to the business, or whether they are essential, or whether they are things which the company should try and phase out. Numeric notes and arithmetic notes are also both in error, and for these notes it is because we have not defined the number of digits that they are allowed. If we look in the property sheet, there are two properties, number of integer digits and number of decimal digits. We can set these simply by entering manually into the properties editor. We will allow the version number to have 2 integers and 2 decimals, whilst we will allow estimated cost to have up to 7 integers and 2 decimals. You can clearly see that it is possible to capture a wide range of information using user properties, and this information can be of a variety of different types and formats.